It's the whole gang. Yeah. Who that you that say that's on TV? Big dog, he the voice of the streets. It's too much killing in the hood, why they creeps out the violence? Look at your little kids, how you say that's not your problem? Yeah, we gon' debate after that. What, wait? Teach these brothers that they kings, maybe they won't have to dream. It's a new day, a new era. Time to fall in love with that black that you see up in that mirror, nigga. Peace and love, unity and power. But sit your ass down, it's for the scholars. Minute after minute, hour after hour. Let me shout out my Yahweh. You can shout out what you lean on. We going live, bring your screen on. Grab a seat, get this knowledge when the team on. Better pay attention before you end up in detention. Let me mention who it be inside that TV. We got black peace, black love, black power. sa.neter TV. We can reach the world of power. On sa.neter TV. We can do it. If we each show up, what's stopping? sa.neter TV. Now you see. Yeah, on sa.neter TV. I don't hate you, black man. I just hate you cause you hate me. And I ain't did you nothing, but you looking all shady. Maybe it's Mercedes or that Beamer in the driveway. Maybe I can show you how to get that but you sideways. Tuning on that YouTube sa.neter TV. Yeah, we cooking in the kitchen, but it's no pig feet. I can give you a million years, but you can't beat me. You should try to be yourself. We can show you all the steps. What's your name? Where you calling from? Who on the line? Open up what you calling for. What's on your mind? Dig up in that bag and drop a jewel for your people. Exposing all evil on sa.neter TV. Black peace, black love, black power. sa.neter TV. We can reach the world of power on sa.neter TV. If we each show up, what's stopping? sa.neter TV. Now you see, yeah, on sa.neter TV.
But we got people like Dr. Oya right here putting products and goods into the community, educational things.
Look, while we talking about the product.
Yeah, see that smell checks right there. See? What else you got right here? Yeah, that's important.
Meltrek all day, you know
see
what it is?
This educational thing, this went around the world already.
Shakka showing the Shakka.
Yeah, that's around the world right there. All right?
Stay where y'all at. You ain't gonna turn it.
Yeah, this around the world. All right, this goes around the world. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Got the Amara Squad logo in there going around the world, right? Right? So we educating.
No, he's not going. He's over there.
It's all good. So we just gonna educate. You feel me, man? And if everybody did that, you know, everybody got their thing, put your thing accurately in something and let the world see you. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, talking is talking.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Money talking, bullshit walk, man. So I appreciate this, Dr. And I like that book bag right there.
Thank you very much.
That's all black. It's
Meltrek
coming
blowing.
Right there. Black check
Blowing and
man.
growing.
So I ain't beefing with nobody. Look, I'm beefing with the information at the end of the day. All right? So you know what's funny though? Everybody mad at me, right? When I say I'm a real black atheist, right? And I start to understand the dynamic of what's really going on. At the end of the day, deep down in niggas' psyche, they subconscious mind, right? They can't get rid of the Christian, Muslim, Jewish God.
Oh, you know that.
They can't get out of that. And you know what? I brought that shit out of everybody. So you was even willing to stand with Africa, with the voodoo, juju, Allegra, all that, you know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Kulu, kulu, right? If you could do that, fuck with me, right? Or get over there with the God. Because I heard a wise old man say, I told y'all to get rid of God, not the creator. It's a dumbass statement. I ain't gonna say who made that statement. He said, I told y'all to get rid of God, not the creator.
Oh, yeah. Not the creator.
He said, get rid of God, but not the creator.
Walter Williams.
Nope. See, I ain't gonna say it. You know.
All right, so come on. So let me talk to Sister Dr. Maat for a minute. Dr. Maat, what is your profession, sister? What have you mastered in dealing with ancient Kemetic science and studies? What you are not seeing from all the other teachers? What do you teach that's not, that brothers like Ankh, Shakka, brother Dr. Reggie, what do you teach special from them brothers?
Not really anything special from Shakka, Ahmose, or brother Ankh, but from a lot of the brothers that I see on Black News 102 and sa.neter TV, they don't teach correct research methodology. So we have to remember that your information is only as good as the method in which it was obtained. All right? So if you have a flawed research methodology, then any conclusion that you reach will be flawed. And a lot of these, I'm gonna call them self-proclaimed teachers, they don't teach correct research methodology, so a lot of their information is flawed. So I feel like the expertise that I bring to the House of Consciousness and to the community is that I understand proper research and research methodology. Yes, I did go to school. Yes, I am an authentic doctor. I know that a lot of people in the community use that title sparingly, well, freely. And but no, I went to school, so I understand problem definition, problem solving, independent research methods. I actually wrote a 125-page dissertation on Gaussian mixed language recognition. So I understand proper research methodology, and I know how to get in front of people, present it, and defend it. So I think that the difference between me and a lot of these other teachers is that they don't employ proper research methods, so therefore they come up with flawed information.
They come up with rhetoric.
Right.
Chill. All right, so brother Ankh, what can this teach me today? How can you use these teachings in today's world? How could this shit pay my bills studying ancient Kemet? How is this going to teach me something, brother, in today's world? How could I use it against police brutality? Because, see, we find out that these are the questions that they are now asking.
Man, it's just science, man, at the end of the day. And without science and technology, man, the world would not be where it is today. I always ask the question, right, to the Muslim, the Christian, the Jew. Give me one groundbreaking, brand new idea, original idea, that without it, right, the world would not be where it is today.
Exactly.
And I ain't never got a goddamn answer yet.
Not at all.
So we standing here based off of the science that comes out of Africa, right? We standing here. We deal with chemistry, right? Okay? Where does the word chemistry come from, man? You can just Google this. It's coming from the name Kemet. You feel me? Okay, so now we got chemistry, right? Where does engineering come from? Look at the pyramids, that's engineering. Where does math come from? Look at the pyramids, right? Look at the layouts.
Look at the bones.
Astronomy. Where does astronomy come from, right? It comes from the alignment of the African temples. You can go to Napata Play, and I know I'm saying it wrong. Napata Play, I know I'm saying it wrong, right? But you go there, right, and you'll find a star clock that goes back to 6,000 BCE.
That's right.
Right? These people, right, are using complex ideas to formulate to watch the cosmos, right? I say this, right? If you want it, you won't even have NASA. You won't have the Kobe satellites, which takes a cosmic background picture without Napata Player, because they the first ones studying the cosmos. People build off the foundation of African people and spit on us all day long, because now we spit on our own science and our own ancestors, right? So you got astronomy, right? What NASA uses, right? You got chemistry, right? Chemistry comes from chemistry, right? What else we got that they come from? You got
Biology, medicine. Yep.
Wait a minute.
Biology, medicine.
We talk about this in the car. You got thermonuclear interballistic missiles, right? This coming from the spear. You don't have that without a spear or a bow and arrow. This is basic modern technology. Like I said, everything is timestamped, right? You don't just pop up with shit. So we got the pseudo niggas, right? All day long, they popping up with shit. Nothing about this world says anything pops up.
And they're not these pseudo brothers. I don't want to call them pseudo brothers, but these brothers aren't. Yeah, but it is the truth. These brothers aren't building. They aren't building at all. So you got to ask yourself, when you're practicing an ideology, you judge an ideology based on the fruits that it bears. So what fruit is your doctrine bearing? So when you look at Christianity or Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, what fruit are you bearing? What are you producing with this information? And I don't see it. I see a lot of regurgitation on the platform. And that's another thing, Brother Sai, now that we're talking about this. You said, what do I bring to the community? I bring new ideas. A lot of brothers are regurgitating ideas from other people. So I don't, don't get me wrong. I think there's nothing wrong with quoting the works of Dr. John Henry Clark, Chancellor Williams, Dr. Ben, and Diop, because I quote them all the time. That's really venerating your elders and keeping their knowledge going. But once we do that, the purpose of research is to extend human knowledge, right? That's the purpose of research. So how are you contributing to this body of knowledge? And what I see is that a lot of brothers are regurgitating and not producing and building. So let's go.
Dr. Sabi, our master teacher who just made transition, peace be upon him, he often spoke of, the power of the jungles of Africa and the forests of Africa yielding real life formulas. And he often talked against, other regions in Africa that didn't produce, these formulas to deal with the problems of today, which would be ailments such as AIDS, cancer, some of the leading causes of our people genetically, Africans. One of the, we lead in America, we lead the list of all of the maladies, the deaths, the strokes, the heart disease. What applicable formulas have come out of Kemet and now, like which one of our teachers brought back herbs, which one of our teachers brought back sciences? Because does everybody agree that health is wealth? Does everybody agree that health is wealth?
Yeah, let me get that.
That's the self-preservation is the first law. So, no, I know. I'm not finished as of yet. I'm just wondering, just for clarity purposes, which one of the teachers deal with health? Which one of the teachers deal with healing? Which one of the teachers deal with self-preservation? Not the pantheon of the gods. I'm speaking about who took the mantle today and is healing and doing the work with it that come out of, that are using the Kemetic science.
I'm saying the fact that we're raising young babies, right, to deal with modern medicine, I think that's a great thing. You can go straight back to Kemet, right, where they give you the symbol of evolution. Yes. Without understanding evolution, everybody gets sick and die. Whether there's a Dr. Sabi, right, he would have to understand evolution, right? He couldn't do what he did if he didn't understand evolution. He might not tell you all that, but any herb you have that you're using to attack germs and bacteria, right, you have to be able to change that formula of the herb because the bacteria evolves over time.
That's right.
So this is an African understanding teaching, right? Kept it up. Things change and transforms over time. The Nubians did the beer, right? The antibiotic beer, and I talked about that, right? And they did this for 200 years straight. We know bacteria evolves, right, in minutes, in hours, in days, right? So how was it they able to do that? So when you put students, okay, into schools to learn modern medicine with an African idea, you got to get at the Dr. Ben John Henry Clark. You know what I'm saying? You got great doctors that we don't really know about, right? This practice of medicine. So I don't say nothing about modern medicine like a lot of people say.
But this is hold on. Just to add on. That would be considered the alternative method of medicine. That's the homeopathic medicine, not the pharmacopoeia that you would learn in the institutions. Dr. Sabi was actually banging on that. He wasn't with the academia approach to healing. he was dealing with an approach that he said that the women in the jungles of Africa, not to negate anything else because it's all African. It's all African. But he was talking about the living now, and we're asking for names and the not the concept of healing or the concept of what healing or kepara means, but who are the names, who are the people, what are the formulas?
I just want to know what does it matter? Why are you asking for names? Like, what's the point of asking for the names?
Hold on, wait.
Want to know?
That's my question.
Let me answer the brother.
Thank you. Damn.
No, that's a legit question.
Pardon my language.
For purposes of brothers and sisters, relax. For people who are in the community that are part of the that are learning, they're looking for names, they're looking for people inside of the school of thought and school of the knowledge that they belong to. So all I'm asking is, where are the applicable formulas? Where are the people that are doing that work? Because health is wealth. So that's number one. Nothing else comes to that. If you can't read the book, if you're blind because you've been eating pork or whatever you may be eating and your brain has worms in it, or you have parasites and you can't shit, you're constipated, a lot of the things that we want to do, we can't do it because health is wealth. It's about preserving ourselves. It's about because the Nesut Biddies and the pharaohs and or whatever you want to call them, they did deal with dietary law. They did deal with a level of health. That's all I'm asking.
No, hold on. It was two mistakes made. I got to make this point here, right? First of all, let's get this straight. First of all, the jungle shit, you gotta stop that one though, Red. You feel me? You can't say ladies in jungles, right? Let's talk about what a jungle is. When the rainforest, when the canopy breaks and a lot of sunlight comes into a rainforest, right? That produces a jungle area, right? They're not jungles in Africa like that. They're rainforests. Let's get that straight. They're rainforests, right? Second point I would like to make, right? There's no such thing as alternative medicine. I'm gonna say this one more time. There is no such thing as alternative medicine. It either fucking works or it does not. I'll give the mic to Reggie.
Can you hold the mic for me?
Yes, I can, brother.
All right. So I heard the question, and there are many other questions, and certainly Dr. Maat was correct about research methodologies. We have this issue in our community where people want to throw out academia. They want to throw out rigor.
Yes.
They want to throw out research,
Yes.
right? And then they want us put us back in the jungle.
Yes.
Now, even if our elder, Dr. Sabi, was talking about that, right? The issue is, unfortunately, our elder is not here right now to speak for himself.
That's right.
Now, Africans...
No.
Hold on, real quick. Because the elder just made transition. So to talk about who's not here to speak for himself, he was speaking for years. He was speaking for decades. And being that he's not here to speak for himself, as I'm not finished. Being that he's not here to speak for himself, there's people that can speak in his place, that have studied with him, that has healed unhealable, quote unquote, unhealable diseases. So people are qualified to speak about what works and what's not. So don't talk about he's not here to speak for himself. We know that. But there's people who can speak for him. And right before he left, he had a lot to say. So it's not about, oh, now that he's not here, we could discredit because he's not here to defend his work.
Yeah, that's not fair to bring. Hold on. First of all, that's not fair to bring Dr. Sabi up because they call me God killer, right? Because I kill all the pseudoisms, right? But I would never disrespect a brother like that. I don't even want to get into that right now. About what worked with Dr. Sabi, I don't want to do that.
No,
I don't think he did either. I'm just saying. No, I'm trying to say.
No,
I'm saying, but that's not fair. I mean, come on, Red, man. He threw it in there. What we supposed to say about Dr. Sabi?
Let me just deal with this, all right?
Should we go to the court records? We don't want to pull out the court records and do all that. Why would we do all that? Okay. Let's just let that man. He did what he did. He ended up dying from pneumonia. He died. I'm saying he's under the same forces. Wait a minute. He's under the same forces that all of us are. That's the point I want to make right here. We can't think because you think you're taking a special medicine that you're not going to die. We're here to die. I just want to make that point.
All right. Can I speak for a few minutes uninterrupted, right? Uninterrupted no matter what I say.
Not unless you take the mic.
No matter what I say, right? Hold that mic, right?
Come on, bro. You had that momentum going, boy.
That's all right. Okay. When we talk about African people, we're not talking about one particular person. There's a lot of ancestors that we have had that have passed. A lot of great women and great men, and we consider them all of our ancestors, giving what they gave to raise us up.
Ashe.
We are not trying to highlight, for any particular reason, one elder. However, we do know that we're in sacred time because an elder, Dr. Sebi, has passed.
That's right.
We do know that. However, Imhotep had passed, right? We have great teachers of medicine and science that have passed.
Yes.
Now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get us out of the jungle into some warfare that we can win. Because we're not in the jungle right now. Even though, right, all of Africa or sa.neter was not the jungle.
Savannas.
Right? And all of, right. So we have the Nile Valley, which was a different ecosystem than the Congo. Then a different ecosystem than Southern Africa, a different ecosystem from Morocco, right? So we have different ecologies, and some herbs and things did not grow there. But you know what grew there? Science grew. And what we're talking about is science. So how do we get from Nile Valley to where we are here? Dr. Theophilo Benga.
Good book.
He wrote a very important book about all of our different cosmologies. Some of them, Noon and the Primeval Waters, right? Some of the seed of Ray. Some of it, the basic elements of water and fire, right? And this is all primal, or how can I say primaries, right? So this is all in the meta-nature. Ontology and cosmogenesis. Ontology and cosmogenesis. Right? I am going to go through the birth of the world. Right? Now, we could go on and on. I'm just going to give you a few more just for the record. Right? The organization of nature in the meta-nature. You see that? This is what you call primaries. This is not made up. This is something that our ancestors actually wrote down, right? And made important for our people. That, and I'm gonna tell you why this is important, right? And at another time I sit on the couch and spend more time, the 4 great achievements of Ray at creation time, right? Now, what does all this have to do with? Well,
Yeah, because he's trying.
all of this has to do with an African worldview. An African worldview. Because if we do not have an African worldview, we only think in the context of a white worldview. Or even a pseudo worldview. Made up worldviews, right? But we have an African worldview. And again, this is another book by another group of black scholars that put in the work. And many of them are also ancestors that are not here, right? Dr. Jacob Carruthers was a leading scholar. He is not here, right? So we're all connected. All of our ancestors, all of our ancestors, because they're all connected. They read each other's work. They agreed or disagreed. They had conversations in their life and disagreements in their life. But we have to force ourselves, almost all of it. Almost all of them. I've had the privilege of being able to speak with Dr. Jacob Carruthers, who's the ancestor, Asa Hilliard, who's the ancestor, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, who's the ancestor, Dr. John Henry Clark, who's the ancestor, Dr. Joseph Ben Jocannon, who's the ancestor, and many more. But my point is,
Dr. Sebi, like I'm not gonna leave Dr. Sebi out. So that you can't even ask me that question, man, because I'm gonna say Dr. Sebi. Feel me? You feel where I'm coming from?
where does this go? Where does this African worldview go? It goes here. Dr. Gabriel Oyibo, right? He did the Grand Unified Theorem. He took Einstein's theory and proved it in mathematics. What he did is he took strong forces, weak forces, right? He took electromagnetic forces, he took other forces, and he found an equation where they all converge, that he normalizes them and makes them all relate. Now, why is that important? Why is that important? Because at the basis of our cosmologies, particularly the Kimino, that's Amo, Namanet, Nunu, Nat, Ket, 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 Hey, 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 we're talking about quantum physics.
Yes, it is.
We're talking about physical, the physical physics, classical physics. So we're talking about quantum physics, and we're talking about classical physics. If it wasn't for the Africans of the Nile Valley, right, the Greeks would not have a pot to piss in.
That's right.
They would not have a pot to piss in at all, right? Because what we think is Greek
It's not really African.
is really Nile Valley African, and it comes there. I'm almost
Go ahead, take your time, Reg.
okay.
I'm ready to break his own thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
All
get
right.
the concentration.
So where does this all lead to? Our African philosophy, our African Kemetic worldview, it leads to European quantum physics.
Come on.
Now we've had an interesting conversation with young people on the couch talking about things like quantum physics, talking about things like the split screen experiment, right?
Yeah,
the double split experiment. We have people talking about quantum entanglement, right? We have people talking about the nature of atoms, right? The nature of quantum material, the nature of physical materials, the quantum world, the physical world. The Europeans took Nile Valley science
Right.
as a model, could not disprove it, and then they came up with all of their other theories leading up to their quantum science. But what don't they do? And this is my problem. We're looking at each other and we're saying to each other, we're plagiarizing. Well, goddammit, the European, he don't give us credit for none of this in here. He don't say nothing about the Nile Valley when he's talking about string theory, right? Matter, waveforms, waveform collapsing. He doesn't go back to this. He goes back to the Greeks.
Put his own culture in it.
Right? So here you have the 30-second quantum theory, and you have all of the major quantum theory science. And guess what? Quantum theory, it connects all of our sciences. The mathematics, the chemistry, the biology, right? The architecture, right? Our measurements. All of the sciences have a quantum element. People like Dr. Oyibo, they say that there's no periodic table elements. That's a goddamn lie. There's only hydrogen and bonds between different hydrogens. Two hydrogens is a helium. 3 hydrogens is a lithium. But the Nile Valley African, he conceptualized the tomb, right? That's where that comes from. And hydrogen, lithium, right? All of those, guess what they are? They're netters. They're not gods.
Come on, let's talk about it.
What they are is classifications.
But netter is God.
No.
Hell.
Netter is going back to Dr. Maat. Yes, but it's going back to research methodology. It's classifications.
Yes, it does. It's a classifier.
It's a classification of something, right? Until you actually know it, you study it, right? And so it's different states. So hydrogen is a tomb, right? 2 parts of hydrogen, right? You have another so-called element, but really it's another netter, something else, a principle to study. Now, why is that important? Because
Let me get it. Let me add to that, brother Sai. He's completely correct. Netter does not mean God. So a lot of people, when the Europeans translated the Medjunetta, they translated the word netter to mean God. But I believe that in the Book of the Dead, he did admit, right? Wallace was Burns. He admitted that he did not know what the word. But if you get the book by sa.neter, Nasubiti, in that book he talks about the word neter and how neter is a classifier. Neter is a classifier for divine, foreigners, or the dead. Divine, foreigners, and the dead. So you say, well, there going, Dr. Mayat, how could you put divine and foreigners and dead in one category? When you think of something divine, you tend to think of something that is exalted or far beyond, right? So when you think of a foreigner is someone that's far and far beyond. When you think of the dead, you think of people who have gone far and beyond. So that's why neter is a classifier that can be used for divine, foreigners, or the dead. So it does not mean God. So when you look at the Kemetic philosophical systems, like the one that came out of Heliopolis and the Memphite and the Hermopolis and even the Theban. So when you the Theban. So even when you look at these different philosophical systems and they talk about Ra and they talk about Amun or Tefnut, Shu, and all of these different elements, we're dealing with elements and forces of the universe, elements and forces of nature. They're not talking about anything spooky. We're not talking about a god or a European god. We're simply talking about forces and elements in nature and in the universe. So Shu, Tefnut, right, principles. Shu, Tefnut, Geb, Nut, Ra, Atum, Amen. All of these are principles. Neters. Ashe?
Because I gotta go. Nah, I gotta go. We didn't reach a solution to the question that was asked. That's just for the record. The dead, talking to my good brother right here. I'm gonna jump back into the forest from the desert. You know what I mean? Because you said we're gonna jump out of there. I'm gonna go back into the forest or into the jungles or the rainforests of Africa. By show of hands, how many people think that white people had to teach our ancestors in Africa how to heal themselves? By show of hands. Okay. So there was a science, because we talking about science. There was a science that Mama was utilizing in Africa, regardless if there was any kind of megalithic structures around them, regardless if there was something that's known as high civilization, regardless if there was any kind of script. There must have been a form of intelligence amongst our ancestors in the jungles, in the forests, in the desert, any place in the look at the steles. When we go and look at the imagery that the European carved, that everybody carved of our ancestors, were they wearing glasses? Anybody see glasses?
Yeah. They developed. They wore glasses. Hold on, I want to make this point, right? And I think you finished, ain't you?
I'm not finished. So we know in the bush, like when the Caribbean, when you go into the Caribbean, you got the bush doctor. When you go into Africa, you got the bushman, right? When you go other places, I don't know where everybody's from, but there's always people in the bush. You go down south, they got people in the bush. You go to Louisiana, they in the swamp. They deal with a level of healing. All I ask, not the concept of healing, not where healing comes from, not where the science of healing comes from, because healing comes from wherever people are sick. I don't think that healing is foreign to a different nationality or a place, because whenever our people got sick, you had to have some form of intellect to say, I'm going to pull up this grass, I'm going to boil it, I'm going to pull this root out the ground, I'm going to eat it, and if whatever helps is going to help. All I said was, can you give me a contemporary healer or a scientist that comes out of the science or the school of thought, so we could tell this to the people that are watching? This is not antagonism. This is not, oh, I'm I'm honestly trying to figure this shit out.
And go ahead.
Can you hold the mic?
I'm just saying, well, all you got to do is go to your local goddamn hospital where you got Africans practicing medicine. I say it again. Man, medicine either work or it don't work. So you got people in the bush taking their ass to the hospital. Let's deal with. Listen.
Let Reggie finish.
Listen. No, it's not pharmacopia, man. The pharmaceutical companies, they take the same herbs you're talking about and add their cut onto it.
Yeah, excuse me, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. Thank you. I'm sorry. I'm take 2 seconds. Everybody has a heart attack when Shakka get the mic. I don't know why. Okay, so anyway, to answer the brother's question, what he asked was a legitimate question. And because of the way that we engage one another in this format, some questions can come across as challenging when in fact they're not. I don't think that the brother was attempting to put Dr. Sebi above anybody or anything of that nature. I think what he genuinely wanted were some names that we could bring up to the forefront, because there may be some people out there who are feeling lost because of the loss we've all suffered. Dr. Sebi has left a vacuum. But I just want to say this, I'll give the mic to my brother Reggie, is that the vacuum is not as expansive as many of us are left to believe or to appreciate. Hold on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to answer my brother's question. Let's throw around a few names who may be able to help you fill that void, keeping in mind that Dr. Sebi was a one of a kind. He was a very special man. I mean, he would probably like to say he wasn't special. He just accumulated for himself and acquired the necessary knowledge to use a successful methodological research application or method, however you want to say it. And anyway, so the point I'm making is this. Let's throw some names out where you can start. Go to Laila Africa, African Holistic Health. You can start there. What I would tell you is, don't expect to find in his work what you find in the ideology of a Dr. Sebi. They're two different practitioners. You can also go to you can also go to a Jewel Pookrum. She also has her worldview when it comes to she cured herself of cancer. I think more than once. Okay, so she's somebody who has something to say. You can also, and she's an MD. She's an MD. Right, I was going to say, can I please? Yeah, thank you. Queen Afua is another one that you can go to. I'm not familiar with her work. I'm not familiar with the result that people get from her work. But I do know that she has a group of our people around her who steadfastly believes in what she does. Also her son. What's Queen Afua's son's name? Supernova. You also have Brother Supernova. Okay? So there are people. Dr. Edward Bynum. Dr. Edward Bynum is somebody who you also want to check out. Who else did you name? KT Arch Degree. Okay, I don't know who that is. Oh, that's his brother. Okay, KT Arch Degree. All right, so there are people out there. And he just wanted his question answered, and I wanted to give him the respect of answering his question. Those are some names. You can look up some of the names, run it back, and I'm going to give the microphone back to our brother here who's... how many of them cure AIDS? To the best of my knowledge, none of them. Yeah, absolutely.
Second. No. Here you go. I want no. 1 quick second. No, I just want to.
I don't like to be on.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Take care, sister. Who is that? Okay. Sister? That sister right there. The sister that just passed, right, is Sister Laurie Sharp. Sister Laurie Sharp, she helped write Dr. John Henry Clark's book. She was Dr. John Henry Clark's secretary. That's right. That lady right there helped take dictation from Dr. John Henry Clark's Notes for African World Revolution. Okay. That elder
I have it.
Right? That elder right there. So that's Sister Laurie Sharp. She didn't want to get on the camera, but she did stop to say hello to me because she knows our service.
Absolutely. So, very quick, my younger sister was also Dr. John Henry Clark's secretary. Go ahead. I had to throw that in there. Stop hating. Hating ass motherfucker.
All right. Okay.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you.
So we have this. So we have a dilemma here. We have a dilemma with science again, and in our community, and great people that do great things. But the issue is not that it can't be measured. Can it be duplicated? Right? Do we know exactly what Dr. Sebi did? Right? Even though we know that Dr. Sebi won a major state court case in New York.
Based off of what though, Reggie?
Based on...
Did we really want to talk? We don't really want to talk about this.
Right. So...
He's going to make me get you the facts. Right. I don't want to do that. So, let Dr. Sebi, Jesus Christ, let him have it. You know what I'm saying? Just let them have that. Y'all got
Okay.
it. Because I'm tired of the sacred grails. Can't talk about this. We can't talk
I
about
respect
that.
that. I respect
keep
that.
bringing them up. We saying, please don't bring them up.
Yeah,
keep bringing them up. So this what I'm gonna say. Go to the goddamn. Hold on. Go to the goddamn court records. Right? You can pull them up online. And you can see exactly what the court case was about with Dr. Sebi. The hell with all the urban myth shit. The hell with all that. Go straight to the court records, then come back and holler at me. That does not take away from Dr. Sebi is. So here's a good question since we want to act like we don't fuck with modern medicine, right? Take your ass to the bush in the goddamn Congo, where they got their practitioners, right? Why is it they die quicker than the people in the cities? Why is it that Africans in America and white people in America live longer, right, than Africans anywhere? Why is it white people live longer in Canada than someone in Ethiopia? They got all their medicine. Let me tell you what's really going on around this motherfucker, right? It's called science. And if you don't change your herbs, if you don't change what you're doing, bacteria, diseases, and viruses will evolve. So the shit that was banging in motherfucking Kemet will render your ass dead in 2016. I just want to say that shit right now. Cut out the goddamn shenanigans. If the Africans was practicing science, then there has to be an upgrade in medicine.
That's right.
You can't keep using the same old herbs for 10,000 fucking years. That's a bunch of bullshit, and I challenge anybody to that. Where the fuck is Red Pill at right now? Where you at, Red? But he keep doing it, man, because he keep doing it. He keeps saying, we gotta live, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got a lot of elders, right? And maybe Seti and maybe me, we kind of disrespect the elders because we came in banging, right? So I'm not the one to cry when a young nigga come for me. Don't give me the elder card, because I'm going to bang right back on you with the information and knowledge. But what we can't do is, we can't keep offering up Dr. Ben's book that was written 50 fucking years ago and get slick. Yeah, I got Dr. Ben. That's bullshit. You got to upgrade it. Anthropology is upgraded science every fucking year. And that's what the Umar Squad represent. The goddamn upgrade to the scholarship, the upgrade to the medicine, the upgrade to all that shit. So y'all can keep going back 30, 40 years that shit.
What happened? I'm still speaking.
I'm telling you, look, this is how you do this, Reggie.
Let's go, Reggie.
I was going. Y'all let people interrupt me, right? Right? I was going. I was in the mode. When the people turn back, I'm talking real science. See, the difference is because you know what? I have the books in my hand. And you know your power with Dr. Maat and Ankh with the book in your hand. You got more power than somebody just talking, right? So
Oh yeah, you was getting ready to go into
I said,
the Morocco.
yes, I said that the African worldview, right, leads to all of it. The African worldview is not one place, the jungle. It's all of the places converting, right? I understand it. There are other ecological areas in Africa, but we know one thing, that they all converged in the Nile Valley at one time. And for 4,000 years, that was the light of the world. Right? For 4,000 years.
Unprecedented.
What did they do? What did they do? So I'm going to go. Now, here's the problem. This is what I was talking about. People turn around and say, we plagiarizing. We plagiarizing white boys, right? That plagiarize us and don't give us no reference.
Talk about it.
Right? The things that they hold great is ours. Right? And you know what? You know how it gets away? It's when we don't record.
Evolution is ours.
All of that. But what happens is,
we're going to talk about that next.
when we record, okay, that's right. When we watch this, when we make measurements and we actually record it, the Nile Valley actually had a writing system where the things that I talked about was recorded. Who read those things? Who got access to it? The Greeks, the Ionians, right? All of those, that area, right, became Roman, became Hellenistic, right? Got it fed real back to the Hebrews, right? So here we go. I'm gonna show y'all something real quick. And no, this is important and the people will appreciate it, right? So, the ultraviolet catastrophe coming into the birth of the world, right? We have what we call Septepian Nile Valley culture.
That means that I subscribe to what all the white scientists say about evolution, their time frame, how it occurs, how it happened, where it happened. Not necessarily so. And I'm going to tell you. But hold on, stop. But no, you know what your first mistake is? You didn't ask me what my definition of God is. You automatically think I'm talking about some Bible creature or some Quran creature. You understand what I'm saying? Ask me what my definition is first. You don't know what it is?
Remember you talking about Ray? You broke that.
Okay, well, I got no problem with that. I believe in Ray. I see Ray every day. I see my God every day. Every day I wake up, I see my God in the sky every day. Gave me my skin color, gave me the food, everything that I need. My God is in the sky every day. You understand what I'm saying?
What the religious apologists do not understand
He is so calm, isn't he?
is
Reggie.
that the critical argument, early argument that the Christians here don't understand and the Hebrews don't understand is that there was a big dialogue of, did creation come out of nothing or did it come out of material?
Talk about it.
Right?
Ex nihilo. That's ex nihilo.
Exactly right.
Ex
Go on,
nihilo.
Dr. Maat. So it's a setup. So what these apologists do not know, they didn't do this, the history on Christianity. They don't look to see how themes of Christianity change over a particular period of time. So what they believe right now is not what they believed earlier. And they became apologists like the Negroes became apologists today. One of the big questions on out of nothing and out of material, then how do you deal with resurrection? All of a sudden now, right? So creation occurs and stuff like that. God created man, he did all of this. Now he got to pull a rib out of a woman, out of a man to make a woman, right? How does that reconcile with their theology? Then it comes resurrection. All of a sudden the flesh come back on the dead bones. When does that ever happen? Right? But y'all believe that, right? Because y'all mistake a concept that came from the African worldview. That's right. And you try to apply it, and guess what?
It's a good book.
You got it. We got them. Now here goes sa.neter. This is what you wanted. And this is going to be a setup for the rest, Shakka and Architect. You apologists.
You should know that about me.
You Hebrews.
Bad person, don't apologize.
You Moors. You say that you are the custodians of African history, of an African worldview. You say that you are, right? Hold it for a second, right?
Custodians in the school.
So we can, thank you so much, Ankh.
I'm gonna do it like this.
So we can do this, right? We can look at the
Don't get
Islamic.
They like to play the homo game. So they don't go.
Y'all crazy.
But they
That's what they do.
God damn, man.
So we got to govern ourselves because of
Yeah. Wait.
That's crazy.
We got the Islamic, and I don't care what Dr. Wesley Muhammad says. We have the
say that name, Reggie.
Islamic
Say it all the time.
expansion, invasion of North Africa. But you're the custodians of history, right? So what did you do with that invasion of Africa, right? What did you do with it? You're the custodians. Did you contribute to math, science? Did you do it for Africa? Or did you do it for Islam? Let's move on. Let's move on, right? Because you're not the custodians of yourself, of us. You're the custodians of your own. You're apologists.
Arabism.
Wait, okay, you're the custodians? Let's go to Al-Mansur. Al-Mansur begins this dialogue with Queen Elizabeth, right? During the time after the New World was formed, right? So where's all of this so-called Islamic science going to? It's going to the Europeans.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? It's contributing to them for the exploration, invasion of the Americas using Africa. But the slave trade didn't happen at this particular point. It was happening, but it wasn't what you call the Middle Passage. Then you have Muley Ishmael. Muley Ishmael, he creates a black army.
The Black Guards.
So where is, you are the custodians of African history. Show me where the math, the science, the architecture, right? The language. Tell me how it contributed to Africa. How did it contribute to Africa?
Can we talk about the Black Guards real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great.
So, yeah, my whole point of it is, you Hebrew apologists, right? You too say that, yeah, you are African, or some of you do, right? Not ISUPK. ISUPK is not African, right? But you live there, right? You suck the blood of Africans, right? You ate the food, you drank the water, but nah, you're not Africa because you came over here on your own individual personalized slave ships that we can't find.
We're looking for the slave ships in the verses.
The other Hebrews that say they from the African continent, what did you do for the continent of sa.neter? What did you do for Africa? You didn't do nothing at all. But you know what you did? Both of you did something for your religion and the religions to follow, right? So you underdeveloped Africa, you developed yourself, and then when we come out and we show you the evidence, you get upset. Because guess what?
Beautiful land, yeah.
sa.neter, family, we're not in the age of belief anymore. I don't care about any of those people prior. I don't care, I don't want to mention their names, but we're not deifying nobody. Either you know it or you don't know it.
Talk about it.
And so you see right here, this is the elder class right here.
Believe you saying I can't believe
No. Belief is mental belly fat. It's mental belly fat. It don't do nothing. Right? It don't contribute to nothing.
Word for knowledge.
Belief. So what we have now, see, this is the elder class right here. Looking at the elder class right here, right? When those young people get on, they start with premises, Dr. Maat, Ankh, Shakka, which they can't prove.
Can't prove
No,
it
they
all.
can't prove none of this
They
shit.
start with things like,
Y'all stupid, and I ain't afraid to tell you, because I show it every chance I get.
they start with things like the Emerald Tablet.
What the hell is that? Come on, man.
The
White
Emerald
boy
Tablet,
shit, man. White boy
38,000 years ago. Now with
38,000
evolution,
years.
what was
38,000
man doing? What was man doing 38,000 years ago?
Man, you
What
trying.
type of
It
humans were we?
It wasn't writing. No damn emerald tablets.
They weren't writing.
Not even hunter-gatherers.
At best, they was in Canaan with the Neanderthals 30,000 years ago. You know that. The evidence say that.
3,000?
They say 38,000. That's the Emerald Tablet.
Yeah, it's just
At
it's
best,
black boy
you
shit.
was admixing with the Neanderthals. That's what you was doing. That's what evidence say. So don't pull up and don't be our brother and pull up with something called the Emerald Tablet. Because you know what? Now everything, all of you have to say, you better have a reference point. You better have a book.
It's white boy shit, man.
And guess what? If it's a white boy book, you better show it. You better source the white boy.
White
right?
boy shit, yo.
Because you know what I know? Really, the white boy sources is their gods.
Yep.
That's their God, the white boy.
Yep.
Let's keep it real. Because if you keep sourcing the white boy and you don't have a African worldview, you're a traitor.
Go ahead, bro.
You're a traitor to your people. Because you know what? You never even borrowed to study your own people. Right? So don't tell me that you're the custodians of Africa when there's no trace that you did anything for Africa but disrupt Africa. You show me what you did good. I'll let the rest come on.
With Torahs in them. So people throwing away their Torahs. They throwing away their Circle 7 commands. They throwing away their fezzes. So, yo, I mean, this stuff will probably, yeah, this stuff, okay, so what do I think about Lord Abbott's, his butt video? It was butt, the video was butt. Yo, the video was butt. It was doo-doo. I'm gonna tell you why. All you gotta do, all right, this brother, our brother Kalam L over in the UK, Kalam, he's a Moor too. So I know he was, you know what I'm saying? He's a Moor, L, Kalam L. You got that L, right? So he got that L on the back of his name. That tell you what his worldview is. He's a Moor. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I ain't got no beef with the brother, none at all. I mean, I'm glad that he has a platform. And I think,
about Lord Abbott's rebuttal video?
well, hold on. I'm going to tell you this much. I'm going to be honest with you. Hold on. Can I? All right, hold on. I'm just having fun. Can I have fun? Can I have my fun? Can I have my fun? All right, number one, I'm going to be straight with you. I didn't watch it. What I did do was read the comments underneath it. So what I did was, and normally, you know, I don't read comments. You and Polite do that. But I was very interested not in what Lord Abbott had to say. He's an apologist. I already know what he's going to say. This is wrong because of that. This is wrong because of that. That was not my concern. My concern was, what did the masses, the general public, the audience, what was their response to what he had to say? And yo, I actually took pictures, photo pictures of what the response was. They tearing Lord Abba a new one. They're all saying the same thing over and over again. Lord Abba, nothing that you said shook or shakes Shakka's presentation. Nothing. And then they're saying, we're disappointed. We thought you were going to refute what he had to say. So apparently, whatever Lord Abba had, he's not calling himself Lord Abba anymore. Now it's Deshaun L. Way or something like that.
Facebook might.
Yeah. He got a new name now. So Deshaun L. Way or something like that. I don't know. Or it might be another name, but it's not Lord Abba anymore. Or Shakeway L, yeah, Shakeway L, right? So yeah, the other dude is Deshaun A. Right? That's his supporter. Yeah, cause my homegirl be on the page, and she be telling me what they be saying. And she goes on the page and just interact with people. So in any event, Lord or Way L Shake, formerly known as Lord or Shakeway L, formerly known as Lord Abba. Hey yo, shout out to Bebe with the Fez. That is officially your name. You heard? That is officially your name, dude.
You know you're on that law.
Bebe on the Fez. Bebe with the Fez from Bedrock, the Grand Pooba. Nah, dude. Look, this is for you Uncle Ruckus dudes out there in Moorish world. Alright? Cause that's what y'all a bunch of Uncle Ruckus dudes, man. You ever see Uncle Ruckus with the Fez on? I seen the picture. I seen it. My homegirl showed it to me. Yeah. You know what I mean? But anyway, hold on. Let me say this last thing about Lord Abba's thing. See, Lord Abba and Bebe with the Fez and Sharif and all of you Moors, Bebe with the Fez. You ain't know?
Who was that?
You ain't know? How the hell he gonna call himself the? I showed Piglath, whatever them Assyrian kings' names are. You know, they got all them funny names, all right? But I showed them with the Fez on all the original Fezes. Primary sources, my dude, etched in the stone. Etched in the motherfucking stone. How you gonna call yourself Taharka and you running around wearing an Assyrian hat? And then you worshiping Allah. That's a Babylonian god. Taharka that, and I proved it. And this is for you idiots out here. Yo, this is for you idiots out here who say that the Allah in the Ayat al-Hadith and the Allah in the Quran are two different Allahs. It's for you idiots. Okay? Go back to my presentation, part 2. Where did Allah come from? Right? Part 2, go back to the presentation. It shows you verbatim that in the Maltese Arabic dialect, in an Arabic dialect called Maltese, it's on the island of Malta where they speak it. Sicilian Arabic, they call Sicular Arabic. And this is the Arabic that came straight from the Maghreb. They still spell Allah A-L-L, A-L-L-A, just like they do in the Ayat al-Hadith. So stop playing.
That's it. We're going to close out. I'm going to go to Ankh. Yo, Ankh, man. Let's go, brother.
I think in closing, right, it's just very, very important for us to really, get our studies up, man.
Yeah, real talk.
It's kind of easy to debunk all that foolery, man. They always talk about, the white man's science. There is no such thing as white man's science, man. You either understand that the Africans are the first to practice science, you feel me, or you just don't, man. You believe that we stepped up to the plate at 194,000 years and gave the world something that they will never get around, yo. We gave them humanity, right? This is what you got to recognize. We gave the world humanity, man. We didn't give them God, right? We gave them the understanding on how human life is supposed to interact with the all of nature. That's what we brought the world, right? And this is what we got to recognize. No, it's not all right. They gonna take my shot. I ain't.
Go ahead, finish talking.
He filibustering. It was filibustering when we did it.
Go ahead, finish there.
No, it was filibustering when we did it. Right? Didn't he say we was filibustering on something? So now that ain't filibustering.
Tell him.
Hey, sa.neter, stop fucking filibustering.
You filibustering.
You filibustering right now. Are you filibustering, man? Shit. Ah, but you filibustering though. Shit.
Go ahead.
Anyway, look, check it out, man. We got all the products, man. Look.
Hold up, before we
Let me
get to
see
the
that.
product. Oh, I like those.
Hey,
Where my
you know,
pair?
we doing that. Hey, you ain't, I don't know.
Where my pair?
Man, they motherfuckers just ain't the,
Yeah, I like them.
ain't the cameras
I
doing
like them. With the arm on the side, I didn't see that on
You
the
ain't see
picture.
that?
I love it. Love it.
Yeah. Anyway, we just trying to make sure the babies, right, somewhere in our communities get raised up on science and technology. That is our weapon against racism, white supremacy, right? Is science and technology, right? That's the only way you can really catch them in the line, right or wrong, Dr. O,
That's
yeah?
right.
It's with that science and technology. That's the only way you're going to fight that, right? It's with science and technology, understand your mind. You want to say something?
This is what I wanted to close out and say. I just want to charge all of the brothers and sisters who are watching this video. I want to charge all of the brothers and sisters who are watching this video to think. Most of us believe that we think. Thinking is an actual skill.
Yep.
And there are a set of skills, you know, in order for one to think. One would be to analyze, 2 to discriminate, 3 to reason, 4 would be to make predictions, 5 apply standards, 6 I forgot, but I know they're like 6 or 7 skill sets that require skill sets that a thinker possesses. So I would just Shakka!
I'm listening.
Oh my gosh, he's been terrible since we've been out here. Everything that walks past, he's looking. But check this out. I just
Don't hit me, man.
I ain't gonna hit you. But look, I just want everybody to think. Okay, I challenge everybody to think.
We can all play that.
I want to challenge everybody to think. I also want to say this, brothers and sisters, there are a lot of self-proclaimed teachers in this community who come before you and they talk about science and they talk about math, but they never demonstrate a science or math problem.
Not at all.
None. So they talk about science, they talk about math, but they do not show you or solve a problem from a math or science textbook. Never. Half of them don't even know how to use a microscope, but they want to talk about science, evolution, and mathematics. So be leery of who you listen to. Don't allow everything to penetrate your system, brothers and sisters. So, you know, these brothers that are talking math, tell them do a math problem. The brothers that are showing you science, tell them to do a science problem to show and prove that they understand what they're talking about. We had to understand that demonstration beats conversation, all right? So I want to close. Don't close. Don't do the
Hold on, we're going to get that. I just want to make this clear, right? The war we fight is a natural war. Am I not right and wrong on that?
That's right.
It's natural, right? Everything that we dealing with right now is natural. Ain't got shit to do with supernatural. When it gets supernatural, then we're going to call them the pseudo. Pharaoh. You know what I'm saying? Malachi York's son. When the war, you know, look, Prince York, Lord Abba-Dabba-Doo. When the war get supernatural and the spiritual shit, you know what I'm saying? To Zoriac and all them, when it gets spiritual and the sky crack and it come through, we're going to call on them. But right now, we getting dealt with right here naturally on Earth, right? And as long as this shit is a natural battle, we're going to use science and technology, which is the foundation of African people, right? So what? So what you got there, sis?
So we developed a series called Meltrek, which is an animated lesson that teaches children authentic African and African American history. The first installment is called Exploring Ancient Africa, and the objective of this particular film or this installment is to establish that the origins of black people do not begin with slavery. So that's what this animated lesson is going to teach. In 2 weeks, we're going to drop the animated lesson part 2 for Meltrek. But right now, we have the DVD, we have the T-shirts that are available in pink, blue, white, and I believe black. We have backpacks. We have backpacks. Yeah, look.
So,
we have backpacks.
You know what's up? The Meltrek backpack.
That's right, for your kids. So we're sending our children back to school Meltrek style. We also have a Meltrek coloring book that reinforces the information disseminated in the film. Also visit edanimeproductions.com to download the curriculum. So not only do we have a film and book for our children, but we also have a curriculum that parents can download for free from edanimeproductions.com to teach your children authentic African history. So with that, I'm
together by a real doctor.
That's right, Ashe.
Let's not forget about them damn shoes, man. Y'all know the African ass is in effect right now, right? All right, y'all got to know that. We got sa.neter, nice crispy pair, right? All right, y'all can go to sneakercustom.com, right? Or go to the amaralsquad.org. We got the 14s too. Got the 14s too, right? Yeah, you see what I'm saying? That's how we doing it. All right. All right, man. Y'all can go to Abydos, amaralsquad.org, go to Abydos store, right? Or go to customspeakum.com. Get your shoes. This is what we doing, right? We taking care of what we supposed to take care of, right? Let me get a shout out, right, to the Magi, man, this work. All right, brother Ujau, sa.neter. Who else we got?
I ain't forget you. I'm coming for you.
Oh, man, boy, he got a swarm with him. Who else we got? MBK. What's good? Yeah. Who else we got? We got the Mossy, right? Shout out to the Mossy. All the Mossy clan warriors. All right, man. We got the Amaral Squad. Yeah, so we got the Amaral Squad Next Generation. Yeah. Right? You know what I mean? Yo, check out all the families, man. We standing strong and we standing tall, man. Look, check this out. We're going to stay undefeated all the way through.
We don't really know what they solved or what they proved, right? And they know where I'm getting at. And I'm just trying not to hurt their feelings by naming names, right? Because I hate to name names because then they get real personal, right? Fact of the matter is, these groups, they haven't proved anything. The Hebrews haven't proved anything. They haven't proved the Exodus. They're running away from that. They haven't proved what language God spoke. They're running away from that. The Moors haven't proved what they did for the people of Africa. They're running away from that. The science that they're supposed to have, where did that science come from? Did they create the science or did they absorb the science? But, yeah.
Oh, we know where they got it from. They got it from the translating houses, the House of Wisdom, where they translated Greek and Persian texts.
So this is why school is in session right here. So I'm gonna close out. Research methods is really real in every discipline.
That's right.
So it doesn't apply just to engineering. It applies to science, medicine, mathematics, right? But you know what it doesn't apply to? It don't apply to the pseudos.
Religion. It doesn't apply to religion.
It doesn't apply to religion because you don't have to prove anything. All you have to do is filibuster. But guess what?
Hold on, Reggie. Wait, watch this. The reason we will never lose, right? This is the damn dream team right here, right? Because everything we talk about is actually in use. Math, science, evolution, you know what I'm saying? All that is in use right now. Everything y'all talk about, right, is not in use. Will never be in use. That's like you arguing.
Has never been in use.
That's like you arguing with a person driving a car, talking about the car don't work.
But they want us to believe it's a new religion. They want us to believe.
Reggie, they have nothing, Reggie.
But no, right now, Uncle Keg,
they have nothing, Reggie.
They want us to believe in what they say.
We're not waiting for that. We want to know the evidence. We want to know what can be used in our community today, right now. You feel me? That's what we're trying to use. We're trying to use what can we use in our community today. What is that for? Is that not what we're talking about right now?
That's exactly what we're talking about.
So if we're not talking about information that can be used to spread in the community, right? Then what are we really talking about? That's the difference between the pseudos, right, and people that deal with science and technology. People that deal with science and technology are very progressive. You feel me? Very, very progressive. So we need to really get that understood, right? That what we dealing with, right, we can always use that. Why every time I grab the motherfucker mic, they talk kind of... Hey, Black, what's good, man? Black African Power, man.
This is Dr. Maat.
You think?
Dr. Maat.
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings.
And that's Shakka Ahmose.
What's good, yo?
And that over there, sa.neter.
What's up with you, man?
Thanks for looking at us.
What it do?
Nothing but love. You know what it is. Your boy Shakka right here. Yo, who that? That's what's up.
My peoples, right? So, yo.
Oh, hold on. I see you, yo. You don't want it, son. You already know what it is. At the Hebrew Wisdom Con, he getting it. He'll get it. He getting it. You get it, yo. Get a couple more. I'll give you 5 more years, yo. Right? 5 more years.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. He always be talking about y'all. That's my cousin. He always.
Yeah. He good people though. He good people, yo.
What's going on here?
Hopefully y'all can look him up.
Black
He got Facebook.
sa.neter, man.
Yeah, we be on the hangouts together.
Okay, all right.
happening?
That's my cousin.
Yeah, he's
he
smart.
always talk about y'all.
Yeah, he's smart.
Always.
He's smart, yo.
Right now,
He's smart. He ain't dumb.
he's in Atlanta. He on the plane right now going to Atlanta.